Alright, there we go. Cool, I am officially live. Looks like the mic should be working. So yeah, I'm just going to jam out. Kind of a little chill stream tonight. I haven't streamed in a while, just been super busy with work. But yeah, I'm going to kind of jam out and play some Warcraft Classic, get some questing done. I'm going to try to get into probably a deadmines run or two if I can also. Alright. Yeah, I've been actually enjoying this little rep paladin. I actually do like decently well, especially if you kind of gear them out. I had a pretty decent amount of gold from my main. I don't play that much anymore. But I figure if I'm going to go ahead and burn a crusade, I just don't know if I want to tank again. Like I did that, I tanked all through vanilla, I tanked all through burning crusade, I tanked through a good chunk of wrath, and so I think I'm actually going to try to like heal a little bit. Just actually enjoy healing, so... Let's see if we can get a dungeon. I can heal. Definitely can't do that one. How do I deselect the ones that I can't see? Because obviously, I'm not going to go to Upper Black or Expire. That's weird. There must be like some setting or something, but we'll do Deadmines. Full self as a healer or a DPS. And there's hardly groups that have healers. Somebody will invite me. Alright, what I gotta do? I got the axes, and I gotta collect some condor meat as well. So I'll go do that right now real quick while I'm waiting. Alright, there we go. We got our invite. Guess I won't be getting that condor meat after all. Surprised it actually took me along as DPS. Usually they're gonna want you to tank or heal or something like that. So, oh dang, I don't see that guy. Thankfully, these low-level dungeons, like it's not that important, like what you play or what you go in there with, as long as somebody can heal. I don't think there's really any upgrades for me in there, is there? But I gotta pick up all the quests real quick. So I've got Defiance Brotherhood, but I know there's a lot more. I think there's 2 in Stormwind. God, it hasn't even been that long since I've done this. Why am I forgetting this? I know there's 2 right there, and 1 right there. I felt like there was a 6th one also, but maybe not. guys are gonna want to get rocking and rolling before I even get these quests. So I gotta go get these like super fast. Should have. I have 40 water. That should be plenty. And my bags are pretty empty. I'm actually in pretty good shape. I think my stuff's repaired too. Yep, I'm all repaired. Okay, I'm actually in good shape, so I'll be able to blast through this no problem. I remember first guild I was ever in with deadmines. It was kind of funny because we actually went in there. It's like the first guild I was ever in, and one of the guys was like, "Well, I really want to get the robe off the last guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll come help you." So it was our like little priest healer or whatever. So I went in, tanked it for him. We blasted through it, and some stupid warrior ended up ninjing it. I was so mad for the dude. I'm like, why would you take that? You can't even wear it. I played the game all of 3 days at that point, so I was still like, what the hell? Like, it's not even like something your class would wear. Even I knew that at that time, and it was just funny because we took him back in like the next night. And I'm like, all right, we'll go ahead and try to get your robe again, and then the stupid hunter ninjas it right after that. But it was frustrating because when that first came out, there wasn't like as many loot protections. I think master loot and everything existed when this game first came out, but yeah, like it's pretty funny because there was just like need roll or pass. I think it was the only two options if I remember right. So it's kind of a little comical. And I remember running it like a ton of times too, trying to get that stupid shield off that rare spawn. But I ended up not. I don't think I ever really got that back in the day. I mean, I got it for other people on like their alts and stuff, but I don't think I ever actually got it on my warrior back in the day. Alright, these guys are gonna summon me and we'll go blast through some dead mines. Warrior tank, so hopefully he's not like sorted and boarded up, otherwise I'm just gonna pull threat off him the entire time. So perfect, get summon. Worst part about being a paladin is constantly buffing a million people. They're like, oh, I don't want that one. Block. Get him with that. Should be able to get this guy with might. And yeah, it's worthless for the hunter. But I can hit the pig with it. Sweet, actually, it's like the first group I've actually gone through that actually wants to do the outside the tunnel quest for the cards and everything. It's funny, you get the rallying cry of the Dragon Slayer and it makes such a big difference. Like, this is how I kind of, when I did level my paladin in Classic in 2019, I leveled my warrior first. Then I leveled my paladin second, and I did this kind of build. Actually, it's like super effective if you go down the holy tree and then down the red tree. Like, I just kind of avoided the, what's it called, the stupid Crusader Strike or whatever, Seal of Command. To me, and like, it's not really worth it till like in levels. It gets better like in raids and stuff like that, but yeah, and like these dungeons and everything, at least up till about level 50, I just run this really weird like almost like holy ret spec, and it works like actually pretty damn well. wasting my mana on these guys. If they ever do come out with a Classic Plus, I'm hoping that's in the works right now. I'm really hoping that we get some hour-long buffs. Like, that has got to be the worst, most tedious part about playing the Paladin. I mean, yeah, you get the greater buffs and stuff, but it's still so annoying. It's constantly buffing every 5 minutes if you're using cheap buffs when you're leveling. So even upping those to like the cheap buffs to like 15 minutes would be kind of game-changing. Shoot, somebody already got us before here. Oh no, some of them are still here. Yeah, they all say we'll come back, and then we never do. I think every character I've leveled, I ended up skipping these 2 quests right here. I think just because most of the groups didn't want to do it. I can't remember in 2019 when this came out if I did them or not. I think I did do them, but yeah, and like especially in the anniversary, I've skipped it. I think I skipped it on a couple of my alts and stuff too. Where is this dude? I think we just let our tank die. It might be almost better if I heal on this one. I gotta rebuff everybody because of course I got 5-minute buffs. Three, 4, and 5 might for the tank. Bless me. Also remember, so 20 years ago or whatever, when this was actually real, like the amount of greens that you would get out of this dungeon were insane. It seemed like every mob dropped a green. It was crazy. I can hit the pig with my arrow quick. I think this priest is like half AFK already. Just not really paying attention to what's going on. It's okay. I'll kind of try to keep my eye on some of their health too. Actually, what's really funny too about this build is I did my warrior, and then my priest was next, and then my warrior, my paladin, and then my priest. But then when I played the priest, I wanted to do something different, and I literally made this like smite spec build. I didn't think it was gonna be that good. It was actually like pretty decent for leveling. I was like, I wonder what would happen if I, actually got into like some raids. So one time we were just really bored. I think it was like everybody's third alt running through ZG. I ended up taking this like little smite spec priest in there, and I got put in the ret paladin group, so you get the extra like bonus damage to all your holy abilities. He actually did like 400 DPS, like ran out of mana super fast. Like it was not the most mana efficient build, but it was actually like reasonably legitimate. Got all the bandanas. See what I mean about the little healer? It's just not paying attention. Already got that one. I'll just take the boss, whatever. Sorry, didn't mean to pull off you. Sapient Man, this is the Anniversary Realm. I did a video on Turtle WoW. I actually haven't really played around on it too much, to be honest with you. But I know like of it. I've watched like a pretty decent amount of videos and stuff on it. It actually looked like a really cool. Like I'm kind of disappointed they shut it down. I'm really hoping that at least they got something in the works and stuff like that. But at this point, I just have like such little faith that like Blizzard's actually gonna make anything interesting. I don't know why either. Like I don't know why it's so hard for them to just kind of like listen to the community. But yeah, this is just Anniversary. It's a pretty speedy group. I'm actually going through this pretty damn quick, so I don't really even think there's anything in here for me at this point because I got a pretty decent sword. And that's the only thing I remember is that I got a better cape and everything. There's really nothing much in here for me. The chest might actually be kind of an upgrade. Get some mana and rebuff these guys. So I don't need to make them wait. This is seriously the worst part of playing a paladin at these low levels. It's just every 5 minutes you have to rebuff. Top off mana real quick. Yeah, this priest is just not really paying attention. Yeah, I'm gonna have to heal this dude. Maybe he is. I don't know what he's doing. Is this guy like dual boxing or something? Not the same guild. Well, they are. I don't know. Almost kind of seems like he's dual boxing it or something like that because the delay is like pretty substantial. Not gonna criticize somebody's healing in deadmines, but. It's not really worth using my shield. I'm gonna tidy up some of my bars. I still got like attack on there too. Hotkey that in. Yeah, I'm really hoping that there's some kind of an announcement like soon. I think that probably if they are working on like any type of Classic Plus or anything like that, I think it's going to take some time. I think the reality of it is I think we're going to see this progress into Burning Crusade probably, and then figure out something. But they do need somebody who's. I was watching a stream with somebody the other night, and they made a good really good point to it. At this point, like with Season of Discovery and everything else, they really just need to like merge those characters onto like one of these other servers or something like that, or start taking a bunch of the dead servers and combining them together or something, just so there's like something to play with. Because like even this, like I'm just discovering, like I mean, it just feels dead like already. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think it was gonna die off that much. I think there's probably is more people than I would bet playing Mists of Pandaria, but I really have no desire whatsoever to play that. is their buff, aren't they? Yep. Rebuff all these guys real quick. Just need one more of these bandanas. Oops, hit the wrong rotation. There we go. Bandana's quest complete. I wonder if I'm leading the board. I'm not actually like, I don't have a damage meter or anything running. Just kind of curious. Not like it's like I'm expecting a lot this low on, but he's pretty well geared. Like even got some of my gear enchanted and stuff, so. I remember like these like back in the day were kind of annoying too, because people would never like, they didn't have like the like understanding of mechanics yet, so people would just like let them run off and they would end up pulling a bunch more. And those actual little reapers. Yeah, see, there's something with this like priest, because he is. That's like the guy just called him out. He needs on like absolutely everything. Or they might not speak English. Oh no, they do speak English. Okay. Well, there's a simple solution. Everybody just start needing. Not, you're not needing? Well, you need it on those. I guess he hasn't needed on everything. Just seems that way. I guess it's just been the last two things. Because I need it. It's just like low level stuff. I wouldn't worry about it. He's gonna get himself all worked up. Yeah, enchantments, bud. So yeah, he's leveling enchanting. Yeah, I think this guy's just trying to like level his enchanting as cheaply as possible. Which, whatever, it doesn't really bother me. But if it's gonna like upset the rest of this group, I think maybe that's just what we should start doing. We'll just need roll on everything. Oh. Trying to get threat on these guys. Oops, shoot, I don't have my healing potions on my hotbar. Res this guy real quick. Yeah, it's funny too, cause like you think that this game is 20 years old. You think that people would kind of understand like the basics of basics now. But I think what's kind of going on is it's kind of like classic tourism, because I think it's like maybe players that oddly enough have started kind of WoW in the last like 4 to 5 years that have like legitimately no idea what this is. They're just like bored of like current retail and are trying to actually like oh I'll play this for just to see what it's about. So I think they're just not used to like the not having non-itemized loot tables or personalized loot tables and whatnot. Yeah, they're just all gonna start needing now. That's funny. Problem solved. He's also not even paying attention. You say I have enchanting, but even if I didn't, all the gear could be bought and sold on the auction house. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Like, I think it's just, he just doesn't get it. I think he's kind of more like, again, like I was saying, like kind of like a tourist. Whatever. Might be more of a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal for me too, because like I have gold. Like, I think on this guy alone, I got like 320 gold, so I'm actually like pretty good. I don't remember how much I have in my other guy. I think a couple hundred too. So I'm like actually pretty set. But I think for some of these guys, if it's their main character or something like that, then it's probably more of a big deal. Alright, let's get some mana real quick. These guys are like all over the place too. I don't know what the hell they're even like hitting. Hit myself here just a second. Time this just right so that I can get him before he runs away. Boom. Got him. feel so bad for this tank because like it's okay. It's deadmines, but like it's funny. Like I said, you know, I've tanked for the majority of the time I played World of Warcraft, and it gets so frustrating when people like kind of don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Yeah, I got 700 minutes. I don't have any of my healing gear though. It's all in the bank. It's okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. He's actually not doing too bad of a job holding some threat. You know, I'm actually like kind of surprised with this guy. He's not like awful for, you know, a low level warrior. I'm not necessarily great at though at DPSing and healing at the same time, so kind of have to more focus on that just a little bit. How much time they got left? Okay, we're all at the same time. Okay, well I can heal if you don't pull like 80 mobs. Rebuff this guys real quick, and then top off. Yeah, that's why I usually try to carry around my healing gear. It just seems like that happens all the time. Why are you guys getting so worked up? This one I might wanna hold on just a little bit and just kind of focus on healing, because this is where it kind of gets a little bit tougher. Because there's like such a big mob jump. Like now these go up to like pretty consistent, like 19 through 22 elites. Probably a good idea if I just focus on healing. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like with that priest, I could tell he's kind of newer because like the tank's health would be like way down here before you would even start to kind of heal. Like, yeah, I don't even like, especially like in these low level dungeons. I don't really use like my power word shield a lot or anything like that. It just never did. Just like a rank 1 heal will do you, lesser heal. Top off my mana, we're good to go. Crap out of me. It's okay. There we go. Perfect. Hopefully we can get him down because I'm like pretty much bingo on mana. I also don't know why I never realized that when you get to the ship it actually plays like Stormwind music. That's kind of interesting. Should be able to get one good heal in here. Oh yeah, we easily got him. Probably just focus on healing up here. He's a lot more than I have been. Do I? Stay still. Might have had one heal in it, but I don't think it would have made that much difference. Son of a bitch. Oh, we got so freaking lucky there. Holy crap. And a 1-drop, nice. guys off real quick. Boom. It's pretty funny being in here. Is complete ret, none of my healing gear on, and I'm still like out healing that priest. And we're 4-manning this. Yeah, these entry-level dungeons, like, none of this stuff is hard. That's why it is kind of funny. Like, a couple times I played on the private servers, and they'd be like, well, are you prot? And I'm like, no. Like, why would I be, like, protection to tank these dungeons? Like, I would say probably there's, like, absolutely no point before, like, probably level 50. Then it kind of gets a little bit more. But even then, it's, like, it's not too bad. So that will be something I'm really interested to see, though, if there is a, you know, Classic Plus, if they modernize a little bit, like the way Warriors tank. Because right now it's still pretty much, you know, dual-wield Fury tanking. And I'm just really curious if, like, I think it could be adjusted, like, pretty easily. Just make it so that, like, you get a little more rage or something if you have a shield. Oops, shit. Accidentally. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if they actually did something with, like, you know, because there's, like, little tweaks that could be done. That's what was so disappointing about, like, Season of Discovery 2 is, like, the laziest attempt. I just made a video about that, too, where I was talking about that. I was like, you know, it was, like, the laziest attempt at just creating, you know, like, well, how can we, like, create another, like, year's worth of content with putting, like, minimal effort? I know, we'll just add a bunch of, like, you know, Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, like, talents to the game. It's like, yeah, no. Because then it just plays like modern. That's not what anybody was asking for. People are just asking for, like, some quality of life improvements. And, like, I mean, it's cool that they did dual spec in this, too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that is a really, really nice addition. I actually really like that. But, you know, something like... well... on me, I can't heal easily. Yeah, like, if they're hitting me, like, I'm just not gonna be healing very well. Oh, he's doing fine. This guy's, like, overcritical of himself. As long as we pull small groups, I think we'll be okay. There's only, like, 3 pulls left. I think we'll be just fine. Whether I tank or DPS or whatnot. Oops, wrong one. Boom. 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 eating, so it helps me out a little bit. I brought 2 stacks of water though, because I'd be out by now. Why do I keep missing, man? Every time I try to hit that Seal the Crusaders, I missed with it. Oh, there we go. Nice. A little bit, 1 more point. Make my heals a little stronger. Uh-oh. Shit. Well, that might be a wipe. Uh-oh. I don't know if this spot will bug them out or not. Oh, it actually will. Buff these guys real quick. I hit the complete wrong button. I did not mean to do that. It's okay. Whatever. It's not the end of the world, but I did not mean to hit that. That's why I usually don't put that right there next to... I need to just move this over here. I also remember coming in here and just being amazed because, you know, I didn't know. I mean, back in the day we used, like, there was no, you know, Atlas loot and stuff like that right away. So we ended up using, like, Thoughtbot. I remember to, like, look up gear and stuff like that. But even before I knew what the hell that was, I was just absolutely amazed, like, at the, you know, the sheer, quality upgrades of, you know, the crappy greens and stuff I was rocking. It's actually funny, I didn't even know when I first started playing this, you know, I was pretty newbie. So, yeah, I didn't play EverQuest or anything like that, so, but it was just kind of funny because I was like, I just remember I didn't even like grab any greens or anything like that. I didn't know the auction house existed. I just was like really impressed with myself because I had like a level 10 set of like grays, and I'm like, yeah, I got some pretty decent gear. And then it turned out I was like, oh, actually, I discovered the auction house, and I realized, like, my gear's kind of crap, so had no idea what I was going for, so I had to kind of, like, read my own, like, character stats and stuff like that of, like, what I was supposed to be going for. I was like, well, I think, like, strength and stamina is probably the 2 best things to go for. Eventually hit, but, yeah, it's just kind of funny. might be a good idea to kill the ads. Yeah, good idea. Just don't have any mana potions, do I? It's okay though. This guy hits hard. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, that's why I was worried. They actually do hit kind of hard. Yeah, that's really what I was worried about. I still got my lay on hand, so I should actually be in pretty good shape. Oop, there we go. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I think I might die. Shit. Well, that sucked. Yeah, I kind of screwed myself there because I was getting hit and then I dropped down and I would have been safe there. Probably should just grab my healing gear while we're at it, but... It's been a while since I've wiped in deadmines. Yeah, we can easily 4-man this. This is like no problem. I just gotta get my healing gear out of the bag. I'm surprised I was able to do all that. Oh, God, this place is like a freaking maze. I always forget where the hell I'm going. All these years and I still can't remember how the hell to get. I was gonna go rest the lock, but I guess we can just chill here at the start and wait. Yeah, we'll get this warrior repaired, and then I'll go get my healing gear, and this will be fine with 4 people. Actually, probably would have been just fine if I had just a single mana potion, but that was part of the problem. Well, he also died early too, so I think not getting those ads was a monumental mistake. It's really not necessary to grab an extra person, but it's okay. Oh no, 45 silver repair bill. I think one of the worst repair bills I ever had in my life was I had, I think we were about to head to like SSC. I don't remember what was happening, but there was like a glitch in Burning Crusade where it would, if you were going out to Netherwing Ledge, it would drop you off. And I had all of my resist gear, my tanking gear, and my DPS gear in my bags. So my bags are like halfway full of just, gear. And I fell off the cliff because that stupid glitch. And I want to say, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think that was like, God, I think it was close to like $100 repair bill. Because I had to take res sickness and everything. I was like, oh, that sucks. So it was like about 100 gold, I think, if I remember right, for all that crap. It made me so mad. Healing gear, and then it will be great. Oh, I thought I was in Stormwind though. Damn it. Well, sorry guys, it'll take me a little bit longer than I thought. Let's get all this crap out of my bags. Shoot, I swore I sent my Hearthstone to Stormwind, but I must not have. It's okay, it's not the end of the world. I'm almost high enough to do stockades now too, so basically I can finish off a couple of the 30 seconds, dude. Calm down. I'm not even in Stormwind. But, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, I was gonna say, I'm almost high enough to do stockades, so I can blast through. Let's see. I can do the rest of the Red Ridge quest, and then I'm at some point gonna have to head up north and go to Wetlands, too, because I think I'm gonna hit that awkward spot where I'm just, I think, still a little bit too low to do any of these. So I'm going to have to head up to Wetlands soon. That's okay. What is my favorite class to play? Depends on the expansion. I liked playing pretty much my warrior because I like to tank and pretty much vanilla and Burning Crusade. I liked healing on my priest. I really liked healing on my priest and Burning Crusade. I think I actually had a lot more fun than I did tanking. Warrior tanking became kind of tedious and everything like that. Towards the end of it, it was just, yeah, not a great experience. Because you just have, like, you have no utility. Like, paladins can just drop Consecrate Hold Threat on multiple things. And that was kind of the start of when, like, everything became more, like, just, you know, trying to AoE stuff down. So, I didn't enjoy tanking on my warrior as much. Raids was fine, but yeah, dungeons kind of sucked on a warrior. Because it's like, dude, I can't hold AoE threat very well. You guys got to chill. But outside of that, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I enjoyed doing. I had fun on a hunter for a while. I played a hunter for a very brief period. But yeah, probably I would say overall, in vanilla, I really like the paladin. I really like the warrior, and then I kind of like to actually probably play on my priest, to be honest with you. Some more water super fast. I know we probably won't need more than 11, but still. Got it. Alright, now we can go do this EC because I got like an extra 300 mana. See, that's the other thing I don't like about the modern one, though, Sapient Man. To your point, I really don't like. I don't like that. Like, there's so many choices and stuff, so many classes and builds and everything, and races and everything in like the modern game. There's a laundry list of things I don't like, but that's right. It's supposed to be healing. But yeah, that's one of the biggest ones for me. Is I really don't like the fact that there's just overabundance of choice. It just makes it too, like, I don't know, it's kind of boring because it's like, well, which one do I want to play? So I kind of like just having a couple classes that I like, and usually that's what I'll do is like I'll focus on a main and an alt in any expansion. So I pretty much played my warrior and paladin in vanilla, and then I did my warrior and priest in Burning Crusade, and then I did warrior and druid in Wrath, and I actually healed more, but I was just like super busy at work at that time. I had a job where I was kind of traveling, so it was like really difficult for me to do any type of, you know, consistent raiding or anything like that. So I just played on my druid, and when there was room I would go raid with my friends, and when there wasn't, that's okay. But yeah, druid was fun for me in Wrath. I played him like entirely wrong, but I did pretty well. I was usually almost never like the dead last healer, so. So what I do like healing on a paladin though. Look at your mana efficiency is kind of insane. What are we in combat with? There we go. Shoot at everybody. It's so funny. I just in that spot right there changed to the Stormwind music. I don't know why I never noticed that before. I just never noticed it. Probably because most of the time I was like listening to music or something. Thank you. There we go. That'll help. I don't think I'll need it though with my healing gear on. Like I said, I got almost 1100 mana. That should be more than enough. No problem. See, just needed my healing gear. Perfect, easily. Hopefully I got enough to hit. Yep, I got just enough to top myself off. Perfect. Oh, nice. The cape dropped. Did I get the letter? Yes, I did. DPS and I'll heal. Boy, I'm glad I topped off my mana again. Shit, my Hearthstone's still on cooldown. I still think this is probably like one of my favorite zones. I remember, Elwyn Forest is cool. I liked Elwyn Forest a lot. But when I got out to Westfall, yeah, quests aren't as dense as they were in like Elwyn Forest does a really good job, kind of, holding your hand. There's a ton of quests there, but I do like that this zone is actually like pretty well built. That's another thing. I hope that if they ever do the like Classic Plus, that they really just flesh out these zones, and they don't gotta go crazy on them, but just adding like a handful, like 5 more quests per zone or something like that, will make a lot of these zones, just make it a lot better. I'm probably just gonna stay in my healing gear. Yeah, I was trying to think. Most of the zones are pretty good up till about Stranglethorn Vale, but after Stranglethorn Vale, it kind of dips off. Tanaris is okay, but there's a couple of those soft spots. Searing Gorge is pretty nice, but like I always try to save it a little bit and not get into it too early. Tanaris is really nice, but again, same problem. I try not to get into it too early. So, like, there's a couple spots that you have to, like, just basically dungeon crawl. I kind of don't like that. What time is it? I got about 15 minutes before bed. DPS, dude, I got you. Plenty of mana. This is easy. Oh no, I ran out of rallying cry. It's okay. Sorry, hopefully your blueberry doesn't die, because I'm completely Just let me top off real quick, dude. Can't run that far ahead. I actually have kind of a bigger mana pool right now. Yeah, he kind of fucked up. Pulled some leads too. of sight pulling that guy. Alright, now we can kill this guy. Definitely a lot faster with a full group, not just 2 people. The only shitty thing too is I gotta go to bed at about 15, and my Hearthstone's on cooldown, so I gotta at least run back to what's it called, the tower there, back to Sentinel Hill. Just like tickling these guys to death at this point. With all this like eagle gear, so I got a ton of mana, but that is the kind of this build that I was talking about earlier, though. That is one of the kind of cool things that, like, because you basically come down into Ret and you get all these extra things, and I just run with Blessing of Mana on, and you actually like you really don't have many mana problems. But I'm used to playing like a warrior too. The crappy thing about playing a warrior is like literally when you're out leveling, they're the worst to level. You have to like pretty much stop and either ban. Accidentally disconnected my mic. I don't know if my mic's working now or not. Take a look. Yeah, looks like it is. Okay. more than one. It's not awful, it's just, it is kind of slow though, and tedious. I suppose I can go ahead and actually DPS some too. Probably don't need to be as conservative with my mana. I can help you up with some food. You just live with the mana. I don't really want to go pull that guy on the right though. It's also nice when you get Exorcism later on. It's one of the few classes I actually enjoy going to Western Plaguelands on. I'm like, holy crap, some undead stuff I can actually hit. It just gives you an extra button. It does drain your mana a lot faster, but it does make leveling a whole hell of a lot quicker. And I'm also not going to lie, I will be excited for Greater Blessings. Kind of pull him back, dude. Oh, no. Never mind, too late. Alright, almost done with this stupid side quest. Yeah, getting anybody to come out here and actually do this with you, though, is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, there's just, I don't know, people don't really do this too much anymore. Like, everybody just, like, bypasses it. The experience isn't that great on it. And if you come out here in a group of 5, it does kind of take some time. Or, like, we've got each 3 now. But, like, you come out here with a group of 5, it's like, cool, we all got 1. We gotta clear this place out 3 different times. 30 minutes on my Hearthstone. Where's the foreman at? He's got to be down there at the bottom. I thought he was like patrolled way up here more, but maybe not. Alright, let's get the hell out of this place. Let's put on all my DPS gear again. So all that strength. Where's my chest? Accidentally entered my chest, did I? No. Perfect. Alright, let's get the hell out of this dungeon. I can never figure out. I've probably ran down this dungeon at least 300 times in my lifetime, and I still, for the love of me, cannot ever remember how the hell to get out of here. I think it's over there. Well, I guess if I get killed here too, that also works. That's a quick way to get out. Kill this guy. Hammer, heal. Something is going on. I don't know if I'm hitting it too fast, but I've noticed that I try to put on my seal and then judge, and it seems to judge the seal of the righteousness, so I don't know what's causing that. I also don't, for some reason, think this is the right way. I think I gotta go down over this bridge. Maybe it is up there. I don't know. I get so damn lost in this place. Yeah, I think this is the way out. Because I think it spins around. And I think that's the drop down, so I think I'm going the right way. Like I said, I've probably gone in this place 300 times. I still get lost. This and Sunken Temple, I always get turned backwards in. Surprisingly, Mara, I do not get lost in. Nope, this isn't the right way out either, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Hit myself with a little more mana and I should be perfectly fine. I think after this guy just to run out. As long as I don't run through a ton of the pillagers or whatever they are up there. You know what's funny is I remember one time they did like a survey. I think it was like an internal Blizzard survey, and it just cracked me up because it was like they were like, you know, did a survey on like the most deaths caused by what creature, and I'm pretty sure it was, I think it was the Defias Pillagers were number one, and the I think it was the Murlocs were number two. Like there was a certain type of Murloc out there. There we go. Now we're out. Cool. We can hand in this. I can get my get my pants. I think I'll hand in these tomorrow, and then I have to go back in once more and get Van Cleef's head. Get off me. Perfect, and then I have a pair of pants that will last me all the way to Scarlet Monastery. Yeah, these are pretty beefy, man. I mean, basically, the ones I have on are 5 and 5, and these completely crush that. It's like basically, yeah. I think there are some greens, but it's like in the level like mid 30s is when you actually start to replace these. It's kind of like the staff you get in here. You only replace it with the one out of SM, and you only really replace that one with either like the Staff of Jordan or, you know, people will rock that thing all the way till pretty much the end. Get a vendor, so we'll take the higher value one. So might as well go hand in these last 3 quests real quick. I gotta go hand in that 8-legged menace is over there, but I don't think I'm gonna do that today. Pretty good here. So yeah, I'm just gonna blast through some more quests and then most part, I'm pretty good until we start doing the stockades, but I'm probably still about 4 levels low for that. So. That's another thing I thought was so cool. I probably played this game for about 2 to 3 weeks before I realized that the night-day cycle is based on a 24-hour. So during the day when you're out playing, it's daytime, and then at night, it's nighttime. And you actually can sit here very slowly. If you watch, the moon will actually move a little bit across the sky. So kind of funny because, like, yep, it's midnight, it's almost directly overhead. If you look at like 3 a.m., it'll be over here. It's kind of cool. Just little touches like that they. Well, I'm kind of curious how they actually got that to work. I'm sure there's some way that somebody that is pretty good with like coding can tell me, but it's just impressive that they were able to, with, you know, kind of the limited technology of 2004. Because you got to remember, this game, I want to say, was in development since like 97 or something like that. I mean, it was in development for a while before anything else, like, you know, before they actually started, like, you know, got released. So, I mean, it literally is 25-year-old technology at this point that was actually powering this game. It's actually kind of impressive. Alright, go ahead and these, and then that's probably all I got for bed. I'm halfway to 22, so I got the hard part out of the way. This should get me a little over half handing in all these quests. And yeah, be pretty easy to get to 22. I might try to go find a Shadowfang Keep run. The only crappy thing about Shadowfang Keep, there's some good gear in there, but I hate that run up there. But I suppose it might not be the end of the world tomorrow to just, you know, blast on up there, blast through them. Is there actually anything good? Because I was going like to Shadowfang Keep. There we go. I don't know if there's actually anything good for my paladin. I know there's that shield and that ring. That's nice, but I again don't know if I'll get that to drop. Staff, no. Shield's pretty nice, so I always pick that up my warrior, and then the ring. Yeah, that ring actually might be worth it. Is that thing not unique? Oh, it is unique. Okay, I just saw that. Let's say if that thing's not unique, that is like the most overpowered thing, and I have no idea how I missed that. But yeah, it's unique. That's pretty much it, just those three. Still got 15 minutes left on my Hearthstone, so I think I'm staying the night in Stormwind. Yeah, so like it's funny because that quest, I mean, it makes sense. It's just a drop, but it's 875. This one's 1550, and I want to say these ones only give like 800. Also, I don't think they give a lot if I remember right. I could be wrong, but if I remember right, these don't give much. I think that's why I just kind of started at a certain point. Like unless the group wanted to do them, I just skipped them. Let's see. Oh no, they give 1500. A little higher Yeah, about 3,000. Actually, that got me about 2/3 of the way through the level. Not too bad. Alright, you guys. I gotta get some bed. I want to thank you guys for sticking around, watching the stream. Yeah, I'll be, streaming more consistently from now on going forward. Again, my life's kind of freed up a little bit. I was doing pretty good with it, and I was really into it, but unfortunately started having to work like 60, 70 hours a week, and then that's kind of slowed down finally. So I think I'm actually in a much better place right now. So anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.